Hello everyone. Hope you are all doing well. I have another Indian fountain pen that I wanted to review today. This one is definitely unique. I'm not sure if there are other pens in India that are doing the same thing. There are a few others in the US, but in India, I've only come across just this company doing this type of manufacturing. You must be wondering what's on screen. It's the box that the pen came in. The box is also as exciting as the pen is. I'll show you that in a bit. So this is a company called Arclayer. They make 3D printed fountain pens, and the case that it comes in is also 3D printed. So along with the case, they did also send this pen stand, this cool looking Stormtrooper pen stand, which is a nice touch. Let's take a look at this case first. This is the case that the pen comes in, and it does that twisty action. So to close it, gravity does all the work for you, and it's so nice and satisfying. You can just, yep, gravity do all the work for you. Let me just do it one more time before I set it aside. Yep. So this is a pen from Arclayer. This is 3D printed. As you can see, there are patterns printed onto the body. It comes in a couple of colors. I got this in blue. They do have red and black. The finish at first cut looks pretty good, but as you get closer, I do notice the 3D printing nature of it. It's not that clean, but the threads and strands are so fine that it leaves like a nice little threaded rough matte finish onto the body. So overall it looks really cool. Definitely a different design. The cap does not have a clip, it has a roll stop instead. I'm guessing that's because the 3D printing works better that way. I don't think a 3D printed clip would last long. This way at least it is sturdy but also prevents a rolling on the desk. The top seems to be burned off. Let me see if I can focus on that. Yeah, no, it has a matte finish. It looks rough, but it's okay. The bottom part, however, let me try to focus again. The finish looks like they just chopped it off with a cleaver. It's all haphazard, and I think there's residue from the manufacturing still, the white patches. I think here also they have attempted to add the pattern that we see on the top of the cap, but this one looks a little shabby. But overall, that's not noticeable. This looks really cool, nice. Okay, let me bring it back in focus, and let's quickly open it up. So the pen has a nice clean steel nib. There's no markings on it. It comes with this black grip section, slightly smooth plastic, definitely not 3D printed. However, in the box, along with this Stormtrooper pen stand, they did send this additional 3D printed feed that you can replace. So this would go in the where this black grip section is. So you can have a fully blue pen or whatever color you order. So that aside, put that aside. So this pen looks really clean. I'm guessing it's using one of the standard nib units and pistons. Yeah, it is using SMID, as you can see here. So I'm guessing this is a SMID nib and a SMID feed system. So hopefully this will work without any trouble. On the pen body, otherwise, I like the design. Let's see if it can be posted. The threads are quite wide if you look at it. Can you see that? It's pretty wide, and it takes quite a bit of effort to put it on. This one, however, is quick. It's about a full twist to open or close. The pen can be posted. This is how it looks posted. All right. I'll quickly fill it up with ink and let's do a writing sample with this. I'm going to fill it up with Krishna's Bagheera ink. All right. We have it inked up. Let me clean this up and we will do a writing sample quickly. Let's do a writing test. This is the 3D printed fountain pen from Arclayer. The ink is Krishna Bagheera. So hopefully you can see that. There you go. So this the writing is all right. It writes like a standard mid nib or a Jovo. This one has a little bit of flex. So if I give it a little bit of pressure, okay, it stopped writing. That's so sad. I wasn't expecting any trouble since it was just using a standard off the shelf component for the feed, but looks like there's some trouble. Maybe it's the ink. I'm not a big fan of the Krishna inks. They tend to leave either a residue or tend to clog up really quickly. Let me see if I can reprime this and then we'll get going. Yeah, and now I'm just using it as a dip pen, but yes, you can see here it does have a little bit of flex. The downward stroke here has a little bit more thickness to it than the sideways stroke. So the nib is all right, the pen is all right. I think it'll be a good writing experience. I still need to fix or find out why it stopped writing so suddenly. Now I just dipped it back in the ink. It seems to have started it, and now I think it's able to write quickly, continuously. We'll need to test it. So let's do one more writing sample quickly, and then the pen writes all right. Slight feedback, not the smoothest of the nib, but not much to complain also. After the dip, I think it's now writing continuously. I guess it was just the feed not getting primed properly with the first filling of ink. Now it is starting to look all right. So overall, I think the writing experience is pretty standard and good, but a 3D printed pen is a great idea. I think 3D printed pen does not make a difference as such, except for the fact that it used a cool technology to create this pen, but it does not create any difference, or there's no value add to the pen itself from the process, except for the fact that perhaps you could in the future customize it and have the 3D printing process print. For example, the name could be etched and 3D printed on the pen directly, rather than having to do either a print on the top of the pen or having to etch it onto the pen, right? So they could do some cool effects on the pen, or have different design patterns that you can choose to mix and match. This one has conical lines, triangular lines. Maybe you could combine these patterns. You could choose the patterns and have build your own pen kind of setup. Then that would be nice for the 3D printed aspect of it. As of now, you have a very standard design. You get to choose the color, and the coolest thing about this whole 3D printed pen is the case, the 3D printed case it came in. But overall, there's not much to complain. It's a really nice pen. I would definitely use it. It's pretty sturdy, so I think you can just throw it in your bag and use it on a daily basis. I'll be probably using this for the next week and seeing how it holds up. Um, Overall, a pretty cool pen, Indian made, 3D print by Arclayer. If you like the pen, if you have any questions about the pen, you can leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.